Hey there everyone, my name is Michael, and you may have seen my previous attempt at uploading to this channel, but it kind of failed because my microphone wasn't plugged in right and it was just recording squealing and noises, and I had to delete the video. Anyways, we're back, and instead of just showing off the website, I'm going to show off actual ShiftOS this time, because I figured, instead of just doing a public service announcement, why not do that and show off what's new in ShiftOS and what it looks like nowadays. So this is ShiftOS 1.0, the 4th alpha of the game. This is counting 0-day patches, by the way. So what has happened since 0.0.8? Well, development kind of got cut off a few months later, because of drama and people not being interested in the game as much. And then I became lead developer because I really wanted to continue the game, and I was already admin at the time of ShiftOS being killed off. So I created ShiftOS Next. That survived for about 2 months. Basically, the only thing it had coming was the fact that you had multiple customizable desktop environments. You had the MDE, which was a lot like GNOME 2. You had Exodus, which was a lot like Mac OS's desktop. And you had Basic Window Manager, which was a Basic Window Manager. Various others. You had Shifter's Desktop, which was ShiftOS Desktop. But it was a failure. It was quite buggy and not really the best thing ever. It was killed off the second I left the team and gave it to new people. And then, a few months later, ShiftOS C# became a thing, and that was written by me and someone else from the old 0.0.9 development team. However, he is no longer writing the game with us. He is part of the community, but he is not a developer. Nowadays, there are, there's me, Nared, William, and Hannah, and just Quants. There's 5 developers on the team, including me. And I figured, why not show off what us 5 developers have been working on. So, this is the ShiftOS desktop, and before I do anything, I'm just gonna have to, I know, people who watch my channel, they don't really like this, but I have to use the magnifier because I cannot see 1440p for the life of me. So bear in mind with that. So it's a pretty simple desktop. You got your app launcher, you've got your panel clock over here. Why it's showing nanoseconds, I have no idea. I'll have to fix that one. Then you have your desktop background. This shouldn't be there. Then you have your app launcher, everything in there. You get your Artpad, file skimmer, Mudcracker. I'll get in those in a bit. Pong, Shifter, Thorium, skin loader, terminal, textpad, and shutdown. All your usual applications except for maybe video player, audio player, ShiftNet, Appscape, etc. Those aren't in yet. I don't know what I'm going to do about them because there's major story changes in this version. This is more of a sequel than a rewrite. So think of this as like ShiftOS. Actually, think of it as like ShiftOS and then a colon and then the return if it were like an actual sequel. That would be what it's called. So, Artpad, I won't go into Artpad because it's the same as it was in 0.0.8, nothing different about it. File skimmer, there are some different things. As you see up here, there are panel buttons. They're red. They're kind of cool. This is the default skin. There's no colors or anything like that. No color upgrades, I should say. So this is the file skimmer. I've got a skin file, some dev stuff. It's text file. This is just ShiftOS's way of logging different strings that aren't really in the game yet. Okay. I'll get into that in a bit and why that's there. You get your system folder, your home folder, and then your up one directory, and we are in the root of the hard drive, or so it seems. if we were to click it up 1 in 0.0.8, it would nag at us telling we can't go any higher within the directory listing. However, we can. Introducing multiple file systems within ShiftOS. Right now, it's pretty primitive. You have your system drive, which is what we were just in. You have your shared drive, which I'm planning on being an upgrade or a hack or something. This is sort of an uplink to your Windows file system. It goes to a folder in your Documents folder, and then I have a bunch of source files for someone's skin that I'm porting over for testing. Yeah, this is actually a Windows folder we're in right now, and it's acting like a ShiftOS drive. So yeah, there are multiple hard drives within ShiftOS, and you can mount any .mfs file you find. It'll come up as another hard drive, and they'll be writable. Unfortunately, shared is read-only. Anything you write to this, it's basically a RAM disk, so anything you write to it will disappear the second you close it out of ShiftOS, but it's read-only. So you can put things in this inside Windows, and they'll show up in ShiftOS after a reboot of ShiftOS, of course. But if you put things in ShiftOS into this drive, they won't show up in Windows, is what I'm trying to say. So stick your system drive, people. So that's the file skimmer. It's pretty simple. You can browse through folders, you can open things. Yeah, this has been coded before the skin loader was a thing, and oh look, orphan strings. Again, I'll get into that in a bit. So it's gonna nag at us. So we'll close the file skimmer. Pong, pretty simple. We already know that. Shifter, it's your good old shifter. There's now the ability to customize system menus as well, so you can go real in-depth with the app launcher and the text pad menu and loads of other stuff within here. You can change status bars, menu bars, toolbars, menu holders, loads of stuff in here. Desktop, your ordinary desktop stuff. You have your desktop panel, general, that's the desktop background and everything. You have your app launcher and panel buttons, pretty simple. System, a new feature of ShiftOS. You may be wondering why it has this darkish kind of green feel on the windows. Well, that was set in this menu. You can actually change the background and foreground of every window in the operating system, which is quite cool. You can also change the font, and you can change the terminal font, colors, etc. And you can also, this system color keyout. This, it may look black, but it's actually, if you go back to a previous video, this is your RGB 101, and it's not letting me click it for some reason. I don't know if the game crashed, or no, it didn't crash. Oh, I see what it's doing here. It's actually keying it out right now, so I can't click that button. I mean, I can click it if I'm really careful, but like, it just bleeds through to the desktop because it's actually keying out that color and making it transparent. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is RGB 101, and if you look back at some of the older videos on this channel done by the original developer, he actually did a tutorial on how to use this color keyout thingy to create rounded window borders and transparency effects when skinning. So that's what that is. Windows, you get your normal title bar, window border, title buttons. You can also skin the title text, but it's not in its own category yet. So yeah, so that's the shifter. Skin loader is next. Let's have a look at it. Because the ShiftOrium is not really anything special. The only thing new with the ShiftOrium is it shows you a little progress bar telling you how much upgrades you've installed compared to what are available within the game. So it's kind of like a, this is how far you've gotten kind of progress bar thingy. It's fully green for me, meaning I've gotten everything, as you can probably tell by the fact it's blank. So skin loader, this is your good old skin loader. It shows you the current skin. You get a little example menu, you get your panel clock here, this the desktop, you get the window border example here, you can't move it around or anything, and you can choose to close it, of course. You can load the default skin, which is this one right here, this is the default skin. You can export the current skin to an SKN file, you can import an SKN file, and then you can apply the current skin to the system. So I have a skin here that I've been working on all day today and yesterday. It is created by a shifter on the forums. He made the image files, and because I'm kind of making the skin and as I go, I made the skin out of the image files he gave me. It is his skin though, so all credit goes to him. So this is Slate. It's got sort of a Linuxy feel to it, I guess. Kind of an old-timey feel as well. Oh, and okay, we experienced a crash. So, okay, this happens from time to time in alpha builds and betas and stuff like that. If you see this come out of the game, do not worry, it has saved your progress already. So everything you've done up until that crash, if you've exported a skin or something, or you've gotten a load of code points, or you've spent them on a bunch of upgrades, do not worry, you have not lost them unless it's something significant like a break in the save file causing this crash. But you do have the option to either quit the game or restart it if it feels like it can. So we'll just jump back into the game here, and for some reason Windows Firewall just yelled at me because of the multiplayer stuff, and the fact we're in single player, so it's hosting its own server. So yeah, so we got our terminal back, and as you can see, it loaded the skin, which is fine. It just happens from time to time that the game crashes when loading skins. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but don't worry, you didn't lose anything. Everything's good to go. It saved everything. Yeah, we didn't lose anything. So next, I guess, is the terminal, because it kind of conveniently opened for us. So the terminal is kind of bare bones right now, but here's how commands work. If you want to just run a command with no arguments, you type in its namespace, SOS, dot, its actual sorry, I tried to pronounce two words at once there. I tried to pronounce name and command at once, and didn't go so well. You want to type in its name afterwards. Then hit enter, and we will get a list of commands that we can use. Some of them we don't really care about, like the mud commands, especially mud.discourse. Do not worry about that, that's something else. And basically it gives you a whole list of namespaces and names that you can use. If you want to pump an argument to it, for example, with shiftorium.info, it'll ask you for, okay, shiftorium.info, script not found. Well then, did I type it wrong? I think that I typed it wrong, and it just, okay, I think I know what's happening. If you get a script not found, it's probably looking for arguments, so we want to specify an upgrade argument, so we'll try mud fundamentals. Okay, JSON error, whoops. Terminal is quite under development, so yeah, be careful of that. Anyways, yeah, the terminal should be working. It's just that specific command that's messing with me, and I'm not sure why. If we do sheets.freecp amount colon 10000 million, we'll get 1,000,000 code points for me. So that is working. That's how you actually use commands in the terminal, but it is a bit buggy, so yeah. TextPad, nothing out of the ordinary, just your good old TextPad. you get your open, save, and then this the actual text field. You can actually write scripts within the text pad. You can write Lua and Python scripts. So for example, I could trigger, I actually think it's ShiftOS info, and then hello shifters. I actually believe that triggers an info box. I'm not too sure though. So we'll save this script as not .txt, we want .lua. Test.lua. We can actually open that script and it'll try to run it as an application within the game. And as you can see, I did it correctly. So we get an info box that says hello shifters. So there is actually scripting within ShiftOS, so you can make your own applications, viruses, loads of neat stuff, all within TextPad. Anyways, that's sort of what we've been working on so far. So, first off, as I said, I'd love to give a huge thanks to Philip Adams for letting me upload to this channel. It is a great honor, a great privilege to have so many people subscribe to this channel, even after 2 years of it being seemingly inactive. I've been looking through the comments before I even got access to it, and lots of people were looking for the download of the game, and it's just really awesome to know that there are people who are interested in the game, and now that I have access to the channel that people are watching and looking out for more info about the game, well, I'm gonna deliver. Expect a new upload every week on Saturday. So yeah, I have been Michael. I will see you guys in another video.